This is Joe Malone, and we are just after the main tryout camp for the Mason City Toros. We're here in the club room at the Mason City Arena. With me is the head coach of the Mason City Toros, Nick Bruneteau. Nick, it's been a very busy weekend for you. Tell me your thoughts on what you saw on the ice with the two Toros teams and the guest teams coming in.
Well, yeah, like you said, it was a great weekend, and it was a much improved camp, I thought, from last season. Which made, obviously, myself and Marquise's job a lot more difficult. Last year, we felt that we had good players at our tryout camp, and this year it took it to another level. So we did have to make some tough decisions, but we really like the group we have, and we're very excited about the season.
Now, first question I want to bring up is goaltending. Is it fair to say that it was an open competition coming in because you need goaltenders, and you didn't have anybody coming back?
Yep. So we have one goalie going into camp. His name's Connor Graham that will be with us for the upcoming season. So we let all the goalies know that we were going to be taking one out of there, and it was an open competition. And I thought the two of them played extremely well, both of them. Damian Van Daneker played really well, and so did Zach Ortolano, and it really put us in a tough spot to make a tough decision, and that's a credit to both those guys. I know Damian's going to be fine no matter where he ends up. He's a great goalie and a really good kid, and Zach had a really good weekend as well, and I think we're in a very good spot with our goalies.
Now, when it comes to players that are returning and you know what their skill set is at, what were you looking for as far as complementing them or improving in other areas to help fill out the roster?
Well, I think we don't when we're building our roster, that's definitely in consideration, but we're very much coaches that we want to coach the personnel, not try to necessarily mold the players to our style, but see what their strengths and weaknesses are and how can we coach them up in a beneficial way. And there were definitely some first year guys that weren't returners that stood out to us and had really good weekends. I thought one of them was Max Barrington. He's a kid from Miami, Florida. And we saw him a couple times throughout the season and saw him at our pre-draft camp, and he came in and we as we let him know it was going to be a race for a few of the defensemen, and he really separated himself from the pack. And he was consistently good the whole weekend, so he's a guy we're very excited about.
The team that he came from, the Florida Eels, I had never heard of before, love their logo.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I was Googling that right as he got into a fight at the end of the first period of his final game.
So. Yep, yeah, he had a fight. He made plays all over the ice, and as most of our players know, I'm a coach that I have no issue with the fighting stuff. I think there's always a place for it in the game of hockey. And it was good to see Kochanowski had a fight as well. And, a lot of these junior camps, I was at, 3 or 4 North American League camps this summer, and there were 0 fights. So I think that's a credit to our leadership group for coming up with that intensity and keeping it throughout the camp, because that really does stem from the bench, and it stems from the leadership, and they set the pace, and the rest of the guys follow.
Now, one player I want to talk about graduated from Mason City High School this past summer is Jacob Miller, and he made the squad. So you got some hometown here for the Mason City Toros.
Yep, a continuation from last year. Last year we had Nick Howell, who's advanced to the North American League, and I thought Miller had a great weekend. He's a kid that we've obviously had tabs on him from watching the high school games. I thought he had a good summer. He's a hard worker. He finished checks. He did all the little things that you need to do to make a team. And for us too, I think always the local stuff it can be dicey at times, but I'm proud of Hal and I'm proud of him because I think it really benefits the community, and it shows a pathway for younger players, and that, hey, I can play on this team, and hey, I can advance, and I don't even have to leave the city. And I think that's very important for the city of Mason City for hockey.
What's next for the Toros?
Well, we got a preseason game coming up, but the goal is to win a Fraser Cup, so we're just going to have to go day to day, and we can't look too far ahead. But that is the ultimate goal, and that's what everybody wants, and that's why everybody's here.
Yeah, your first chance to see the Toros in competitive competition outside of the tryout camp coming up on Sunday, September 11th, with a 1 p.m. start against a team from Norway.
Yep. It's a Norwegian U20 team, and I actually am very familiar with the club. When I played over there. Their pro club we played against actually quite often, and we had a little bit of a rivalry going on with them. So I'll definitely be fired up for that game, and I guess it'll throw me back to 2016 for that one. So,
well, head coach of the Mason City Toros, Nick Bruneteau, thanks for the time.
Thanks as always, Joe.